Hi, it's Stephen here from Son of a Nation Wave, and this is day 7 of the February daily draws. It's the midweek point, so let's see what message we're going to get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Linestrider Tarot, followed by an oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Imbolc Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, so here we go, and today we will go there. And our card today is the Devil. The Devil card, interesting Devil card there. Quite like it actually. And you've got the binds here where you've got the man and the woman, which is probably from the Lovers card. It's usually the lovers being bound together, but not in a good way. But if you look at them, they could break free, particularly if they work together. But they're so distraught and under the weight of their situation that they can't see that they can break free. And you know, quite often the figure of the devil is biblically is talked about, you know, the one that tells lies. And we don't have to believe in a literal biblical devil to understand that concept. I mean, just the concept itself, without actually believing it, if we're not one that believes in that. So even if we don't, we can follow the concept that the lie of we can't break free when we can is what holds us into tying us to whatever it is that's dragging us down and holding us in a place that is not right for us, that is not helping us, that is perhaps being detrimental to us, a habit, you know, a way of in a life, some kind of addiction or way of thinking that we hold to, that holds us in this place almost of torment and sense of powerlessness over our situation, and how that affects us, the fact that we feel powerless, when in reality we do have the power to break free of whatever it is. Now, we may, depending on the nature of it, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm not qualified to speak on certain subjects like certain forms of addiction. I'm not qualified in that, and I would not even attempt to comment on that. And there may be things where we need to seek help in breaking free of certain things. You know, professional, go to a health professional, somebody that knows, is qualified, is experienced in helping people. But I will say, even in that situation, the very act of actually asking for help and going for help begins to break the power of the lie that says that you can't do anything. Because when you start to act as, well, there's a possibility that I can get help for this, and you start believing enough, not necessarily entirely, to seek help, then that in itself is going to begin to diminish the power of the binding of you to the situation and the sense of belief. And I'm going to say that I'm going to speak more in general now of because it all comes down to beliefs about ourselves and who we are. That leads us down these different paths of tying us to things that don't serve us really, that are detrimental to us. And it all starts with a wrongful belief and a surrendering of our power, a belief that we don't have any power. As soon as we start to consider that we may have some power, however limited, that then begins to diminish and is the stepping point, the first step along the way to breaking free of any of these situations. Because then you're at least, just even by contemplating the possibility of your inner power, means that you're breaking away from the absoluteness of that lie. And when the more you become confident in, well, maybe I can break free, and you wear away at it, and new ways of thinking come in, and you begin to change your thinking and start believing a bit more positively that freedom is there to be reached out for, then as you do that more and more, the strength of what's held you into place in the situation begins to weaken, and it begins to lose its power. And we begin then to reclaim the power back in the situation. So, in a sense, I believe that this card is coming to say, basically, start to reclaim your power. If you've surrendered some of your power, if you've begun to believe that you're powerless in this situation, reclaim that power, start to reclaim that power and move towards the freedom that is there. And if you need help, then ask for it. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. And that fits in with what we've had about believing in ourselves and our capabilities. We've had that in the past few readings. And that's probably what all this message is about. Because when we start to believe in ourselves and our capabilities, we begin to reclaim that power. And we have Angelica here. The bells of wrong chiming far and near, underneath feathered wings, my dear, you have nothing to fear. And sometimes it's fear that can hold us in place. Fear of a situation. If we can dispel some of that fear, that in itself begins to diminish the power of these ties to the things that don't serve us. To have the courage and the belief that we can get through this and let that fear dissipate, then that will help to begin to set us free. So let's open up to that and begin to reclaim our power. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 8. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.